Madonna had been restless since childhood. She grew up in a Detroit suburb, one of 6 children. But when she was 6, her mother was diagnosed with breast cancer and died within a few months. Her father's regime was strict and Catholic, and Madonna started her rebellion young. She was going to seize every opportunity that life presented and exploit it for all it's worth. At university, she broke the mould by going out with a young black musician who was waiting tables to pay the rent.
My first impression with meeting her was one that I had, encountered a force of nature. I encountered something that was maybe not completely human. Yeah, I was playing drums in a band called the Cost of Living Band, and she would come and sometimes be one of 2 or 3 people at the venues, dancing up a storm and of course creating her own attention. In fact, I wonder if some people didn't come to our shows because they knew she would be there dancing. I think I was just he's interesting, he's a musician, that's different. I'm used to dancers and poetry students and that sort of thing, but this is different and I kind of like it. But it was definitely a separate friendship.
But the friendship wasn't strong enough to keep her in Michigan.
We were having a little bit of a friendship there, and suddenly she was gone.
Madonna had come to the big city to follow her ambitions and to make a name for herself. Strangely enough, she seemed to find a kind of domestic security with Dan Gilroy in his home, a converted synagogue in the cosy Italian neighbourhood of Corona, Queens. Its quiet streets were far removed from the edginess of downtown Manhattan. Madonna seemed to take to this suburban life.
Well, I used the word housewife once in an interview, and I heard from Steve that she said I had some nerve saying that, and it was the tiniest little bit of a long paragraph, you know how it goes, because and what it was I had this, I would go work, I had to get some money, so I would work and come, and there were those times where I'd come back and she'd have like a plate of vegetables, and it felt, to me, a little like that. Not that she was a housewife, even housewifey, but it felt a little like that.
Dan and Madonna formed a band, Breakfast Club. She started on drums, but it soon became clear she wanted to be at the front of the stage.
She'd be out there with the mic, right in their face, and she would do things that people would like. Nothing heavy-duty, but, sexy. And remember, she was 19 when she got to New York. It's like you're a new person every 6 months. You change your occupation every few months, practically. I wanted to be this, now maybe I'll do that. Acting?
They idolize me. They adore me, and they depend on me.
Somebody she talked to claimed that the camera loved Debbie Harry. That made a huge impression on her. The camera loved her. And I think she felt, yeah, the camera loves me, too. Something clicked there.
Spotting an ad looking for new talent, she and her best friend Angie landed a part in a low-budget film.
I did not like that fellow who made a certain sacrifice at all. I felt he was using them big time, but Angie and Madonna, it's a movie, we're in a movie.
We're all caught in this fucking vacuum of dominance and submission. We can't get out of it. It's really sick now.
Needed a laugh track, something.
Some months later, still looking for a break, she got involved with another film director and another movie, but this time the relationship was a bit more highbrow.
She wanted to go in a direction, and this was the best way to do it. I don't think that she was worried about falling off, but the way to make it happen was the way she did it.
I mean, you get out of bed and you scratch your head and you stroke the cat, but she's got a rat. So you take a bath, you go down the drain, but you're not afraid because you're not insane. Then you're in Jamaica and you're running on the beach and you try to swim, but you just can't reach, so you turn around and you see a man and he's sound asleep laying in the sand. You begin to melt, you go right down and the sky goes black, you're in Chinatown.
We had sort of a relationship that, I could help her out, she helped me out.
Hollywood it wasn't, but it did offer her a means of exposure, and perhaps more than that, shows that it wasn't just a musical career she craved, so much as the limelight itself. Her new mentor was the next one to notice how frustrated she felt with her life's slow forward motion.
her timelines were these groups, very short groups of time that worked very well and fast, and they moved forward. Then you go to the next one, the next one, the next one. And she was always moving forward. There wasn't, and if the things weren't moving that day, then she's going to do something else.
I'll do anything for money, because money is my love.
Breakfast Club were doing a few gigs, but as soon as she got hold of the microphone, the inevitable creative tensions began to take their toll.
It's hard enough breaking a band up. That's like being married to like 4 different people. But, you know, and then if one of them is also a romantic connection, it wasn't easy, but it was gentle. But it was all kind of mixed up. It was hard to separate anything, the music from the personal stuff.
Once again, it seemed that her will was the only vehicle she had to keep her going. Madonna formed a new band, taking half of Breakfast Club with her, and Homeless moved into their rehearsal room. Although it wasn't immediately obvious, her next collaborator would be the one who would really change her life. Her ex-boyfriend from Michigan arrived in New York looking for work.
She had a set of songs ready to go, and at the same time needed a drummer, which was fortuitous for me. So naturally we started working together in a capacity that I had never imagined.